So while I was away, we got some bad news. This big bastard here has to come back out. And the reason being why it has to come back out is it fits. As UPS would say, if it fits, it ships. But in this case, no, it does not. What we have learned is this front cross member on a Packard sits back here. On Cummins and every other real engine truck, it sits here. We have to move this 2.5 inches forward, and that we have to move the rear mounts. Dave, this shirt smells amazing. You're a good housewife. He did my laundry. That's right. And have to move them back here, and then the rear mounts have to move back here. And how did we find this out? So we stabbed this transmission in, and we didn't do anything else when we left. When we put this transmission in, I was gone. Dave and his buddy were messing with this thing. They realized that the stick, you can't see right now, which is laying here, was right at the back of the hole. You couldn't put it in any of the back gears. You couldn't put it in the back hole. So, realizing that, oh, you should have just got the hole bigger. Well, we could do that, but then you have to shorten the drive shaft and everything. And then there's a good chance that engine might end up hitting that firewall. So, huh?
I think when you air the truck up.
I would think so. If we air it up, it'll definitely, I think it might hit. The cab might hit. So that was a rookie mistake. And it was a learning curve for future Packard swaps if we ever buy another truck. Because these Packard trucks are dirt cheap, man. Nobody wants them. So what we're going to do is pull this big bastard back out again, and we're going to unbolt this cross member. Dave's going to get the mag drill out. We're going to move the mounts, I guess, in the back, and then we're going to put it back in.
Drill 3 holes per side in the front, and then 1 in the back. Because if you look at my truck, there's a bolt in front of the...
Is there?
Yeah, there's a bolt in front of the cab, and that's literally your...
Yeah, you guys won't be able to see it right now. But yeah, we're going to probably have to drill the frame. I guess what we'll do is once we move the mounts, we'll get an idea and go from there.
It'll be a wrong idea.
But hopefully it's late because it's Saturday. I was supposed to be here yesterday. Long story short, we're going to get to work on it.
Sweet, so I can see you.
Custom. That's how this engine is supposed to sit the whole time. In this freaking crate, well, other than the back because we flipped the oil pan around, but you get the idea.
A lot stabler than it was in the ride either.
Oh yeah, it's way more stable. Alright, so you knock one of the bushings out, which is amazing. We're trying to put a bolt in here, but the problem is that there's no room and we have to go through the top. And Dave came up with this contraption. We welded a nut to this piece of flat stock, and we're going to try to...
Bolt.
I'm sorry, a bolt. Yeah, it's a bolt. It's a bolt. It's not a nut. Yeah, I'm dumb. And we're going to try to fish it through this hole right here. And this is what we're going to do right now. So we're going to see if we're successful. It worked. There's a lot of finagling in there, but it worked. Good job. Good job. Redneck Engineering.
Yep.
The only problem is there's no washer on the other side of that.
But it's got a freaking big piece of steel.
That's true. It's gonna. So now that we welded that big piece of steel to it, it's gonna allow us to tighten this without putting a wrench in there because it's just impossible. We literally would have to take this cab off, and we're not doing that. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That's awesome. We got a bolt there. I'm gonna put one here, and then we're gonna drill one here. And then we're going to continue on to this side, which this side is not going to be the fun side because there's a bunch of wiring. Ah, Dave, I don't know, man. It maybe won't be too bad.
Well, now that we know what we need, it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, so we're good now. Yeah, we have to cut that nut down a little bit, but that's not good. It's just so it's not interfering, but it is moved forward. And we did the easy side first just so we could deal with it, but you can see the difference here to here. It's much further back, so this was our problem. And we might be able to do something with that where we won't have to drill it. I guess we'll find out. But now it's time to do this one. Update. The side that we thought was going to be worse wasn't as bad as we thought. That was our learning curve. This is our professional now installation job. For anybody who wants to buy this truck ever, just so you know, it's got 6 bolt holes or 6 bolts per freaking mount. Okay, so as you guys know, we got our mounts moved in the back, and we're experimenting with the front, as you can see. So this cross member used to sit back here. We moved it forward and we spaced it out with some washers just to kind of experiment. We're not going to leave the washers, so don't give me that crap. But before, this cross member was 9 1/4 inches to that bolt hole. Right now, we're 7 1/2. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a bracket. It's going to go in between here out of some 3/8 steel. And it's going to go all the way the length of this. And then we're going to basically, that's how we're moving this cross member forward without drilling these holes in this frame rail. And moving everything forward, because these L brackets on this truck are different. They're way longer than on a Cummins one. So what we're doing is just kind of moving this forward on the other side of it. And just by moving it on the other side of it gave us over 1 inch from here. Because this is where it used to sit. So now it's sitting over here. Literally gave us a little over 1 inch. And then spacing this out gives us almost the exact amount we need, because we were at 9 1/4 and now we're at 7 1/2. So on the hole. So if we go another 1/4 inch, make a thicker plate, we're going to be where we need to be. So Dave's on it. He's cutting some flat stock that he's got laying around. We're going to drill some holes in it, and that's how she's going to sit. It's going to be perfect. That is perfectly OSHA approved.
I think if I set it down, move the hook on the chain about 1 link and pick it back up, it'll pick up square.
We're pretty much on, but the fucking plate, hang on.
The problem is I'm not picking it straight.
Fine. I think it'll go in. It's just we need to get the spacer in. I can manipulate it once it's down. Yeah, it's gonna go up. the whole thing's got to come forward. Like, not much. Actually, you keep doing it, and I'm going to look. It's straight where it needs to go. It's just got to come forward. There we go. One more like that.
More?
Yeah, just do one ratchet. Okay, stop. That's too far. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I think if we...
There, it just jumped back.
Did it? Let me look. I think we gotta push it back with the pry bar. So there we go. In a matter of 3.5 hours or so, we got this thing back in. It ain't tight yet in the front, and it's almost tight in the back, but it's good enough for tonight. It's sitting a lot more forward too. As you can see, there's room back there. So I think we'll be lining up pretty good right now. And our cross member worked perfectly. We're moving this over and then spacing it out with some flat stock. It'll do the job. So didn't have to drill holes in the front, which is a win-win for us, because that'd be a pain in the, what, Dave?
Butthole.
Yep. See you tomorrow. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to jack up the engine by the bell housing, because the mounts are tilted down, so it's hard to get a bolt in there and started. So we're just going to change that angle by picking up the back end of the motor and have the mount sit flat, and then we can run a bolt in there and we'll be good. So then the only other thing that we're probably going to do today is we're going to try to put the transmission on. Stab it in. It should this time it should go right in, and going to try to put the shifter on to see how we sit. But I could already tell that we're much better, because we're definitely a lot more forward. So we should be golden. So we're going to get on it, because today's Sunday and I don't really want to spend too much time on this, because I have a 4-hour drive home, 4.5-hour drive home, and my kids got school tomorrow, and Dave's got trucking, hopefully. Reefer trucking, right?
Hell yeah. Unless something better pops up.
Unless something better pops up, which probably won't.
Yep.
All right, so as you guys can see, we have achieved perfection. We are in neutral. We are in neutral. This is low, first, second, third, fourth. Now this transmission's kind of, the shifter bushing down there is really bad. But before, the shifter was right here against his back in neutral. So we achieved perfection. Those 2 inches. We are good to go. So we are.
The only way you can do that is if you go vroom, otherwise it doesn't shift right.
What?
You have to go vroom to make it shift right.
Vroom! Yeah, you gotta have the engine running. So here's our new throttle pedal from my old school Peterbilt. It's gonna have to replace it with that. So I say we're done, huh?
No, we're gonna put more bolts in. I need that extension.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll see you guys later. Till next time, Mama's ATM.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex zone.